You are listening to Single Smart Female, Romantic Fairy Godmama Edition.
This episode was brought to you by the Secret Society of Adored Women.
Have you been tirelessly going on crap-tastic dates, having crap-tastic results with men, even spending a crap-tastic amount of time weeding through meh guys and fretting over the one who won't call you back or commit?
Join us for our Hush Hush group of like-minded, successful, badass single women from around the world, turning the dating scene on its head and creating scandalously magical romantic experiences that you will cherish forevermore.
But beware, your love life and life will never be the same again.
Meet us over at thesecretsocietyofAdoredWomen.com.
Hi, Single Smart Females. This is Jen squared. That's how we roll. We're here to talk to you today about a topic.
You want me to say the topic today?
Why not?
Okay, so sweet. So sweet.
Ah, shoot.
Okay.
Hoot.
The topic is how your internal narrative affects your dating results.
Ooh, let's get into the inner workings of your mind. Do.
So first off, before we start this, we know our own past experience and the experience of most women. There's a lot of shit going on in your head.
Yeah, I feel like I heard a statistic about how many thoughts a person has in a day, and it's like hundreds of thousands.
It's insane.
So insane.
Okay.
So we know it's not realistic for hundreds of thousands of thoughts that come into your mind every day, all day, to be 100% positive. But you are an adored woman, and you are going to work on bettering your dating experiences. And so let's talk about bettering your internal narrative, those little thoughts in your mind. So, Jen, the first thing I want to bring up is it is a universal rule that what you think about, you bring about. Now, does that mean that you are walking down the street and you start thinking about pink dragons flying from the sky and shooting you with their flames out of their mouths, that's going to happen? No, it doesn't. But there is a thought pattern that will replay and replay and replay in your mind that will find its way to coming about in your life.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there because I want to make something very clear, because although I do believe in things like the law of attraction and things like that, this whole thing, because we have so many thoughts going on in our head, and this whole piece of what you think about, bring about, I think, yes, it is true to a certain extent. I think it's the things that you think incessantly about.
Exactly.
Or your perception of things incessantly. Like if you always are the person who feels like crap happens, you attract a lot of crap.
Agreed.
I think they're more general themes than actual incidents, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's not that you can think, okay, I want someone to come to my house at 5:30 p.m. and bring me a pizza. Mm-hmm. Because actually that doesn't sound bad.
It doesn't sound bad at all. I believe it can happen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general what the trend seems to be. For instance, if you've decided that men are crappy, you're going to have crappy dating experiences.
Right.
And then if you have some good ones, eventually the engagements with them turn crappy.
Exactly. That's exactly my point, Jen.
Okay.
Yes.
So I believe when you have crappy areas of your life that you should address that theme within your thought process.
Right. So
and it's not a perfect system, by the way, ladies.
Right.
And that's okay. I don't want you to get caught up and this has to be perfect all the time, because, we got too much shit on our plate to be obsessively worried about how we think, right?
Absolutely. And it's impossible to be perfect. So it's not about not having perfection. It's actually about having some grace, allowing yourself to be perfectly imperfect.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then to believe in yourself, to know your worth, to know that you're desirable, that you are meant for connection, that it is your divine right, or I guess divine destiny, to have what you want, romantically and otherwise. So that's one of my first ones. Jen, did you have anything more on that?
I just want to make it very clear, like we were talking about, I think the whole perfectly imperfect thing is a beautiful way to put it. And I also think when you have those really crappy thoughts, I like to call bullshit. I'm like, yeah, you're fucking full of shit.
Yeah, right.
I say that a lot to myself and to those stupid ass thoughts when I have them.
Right. Actually, Jen, I kind of want to back up. I do want to stay on this particular point for just a second because you have a story about a time when some men were in a limo and yelled some things to you. And I think that part of that happened because you believed that about yourself.
Yes. So I do believe too that encounters with men or encounters with people can be a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So there was a time where I was living, my roommate was a stripper. She was very sensual, very sexual. She got hit on a lot by men. And we were walking down the street and some men pulled over in a limo and asked if she wanted a ride. And I thought they were talking to both of us. Well, she told them no, thank you. They kept going. And I said really nicely, no, guys, thank you. We appreciate it, but no. And they looked at me and they're like, we weren't fucking talking to you, you fucking fat cow.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
The truth was, that's exactly how I felt about myself inside,
Right.
especially in reference to this woman who I saw at the time as having this incredible body. And I felt like I was just overweight. I had no real shape to me except a blob. I had extremely low self-esteem. So sometimes I know we have these crappy experiences, but sometimes we can look at them. And I didn't know this back at that time. But now, let's say I don't have these things happen anymore. But if I do, and it triggers me pretty badly, I now know to look and see if there's something inside of me, if there's a theme that
Right.
I'm not addressing.
Right. The world can be a reflection or a mirror for what's going on within us.
Yes.
So this is the next point. People see you as you see yourself. It is similar on the lines of you're saying you felt like you were a fat cow. If you see yourself as
It's basically the same thing, but you're flipping the script on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It merits addressing what your internal narrative is, what the themes of it are.
Right.
And the reason why that has stopped happening in my life is because I don't feel that way about myself anymore,
Right.
regardless of my size. I might feel a little bit chunky or something like that at times, but I don't feel like a fucking fat cow. I value myself at any size that I am, and I find myself extremely sexy.
Right. And I mean, so the truth is that you were a woman who was born worthy.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't even have to do anything to be worthy. You were born that way. You are worthy of love. And I know that mantras are talked about quite a bit and they can work. They can be overdone. Sometimes you feel resistance to them, but I'm a personal believer of mantras. In fact, I even write in lipstick for fun on my mirror sometimes some things that remind me you are worth it. You are beautiful, whatever it may be.
I'm going to tell you, ladies, right now, mantras are very powerful. I love using mantras, but what makes mantras really powerful is if you treat yourself in accordance of the mantra.
Yes, and
so
integrity.
If your action, if your walk, the way, I'm not talking just your physical walk, although that could be it, but how you walk in life is congruent with these mantras, all of a sudden this becomes reality.
Right, absolutely.
So if you want to be an adored woman, tell yourself that you're an adored woman, and then whatever adored woman means to you, show up that way in life.
Exactly.
Show up that way with men.
Absolutely. I also want to bring out that whatever our beliefs about ourselves, our internal narrative shows up non-verbally and even verbally in the way that we interact with people around us.
Especially men.
Especially men. So this can have a huge effect on your dating experiences. I'm going to take it back in the day, old school Jen.
Old school Jen 2.
Old school Jen number 2. When she was just a young wee little lad.
Lass.
Or late lass. I was never a man. I was never a man.
If
and
you
I've
were,
never
I'd
worn
still
a
love
strap
you.
on. But I remember a time where I did not think that I had very much worth and I wasn't desirable as a woman. And I would go to dates and I would behave in ways that absolutely implied that. Like, oh, are you okay? Is everything good? Are you all about you? And do you like me? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What fun is that?
It's no fucking fun. And
It,
I know a lot of you ladies have done this. I would say a good 98% of you have done this
yeah.
at some point in time in your life. And it's a shit way to date. It's an absolute shit way to date. It doesn't yield what you want. If you do get into a relationship, it's usually with a guy that only cares about himself.
You know what? And after some time, you're not really even going to care about him either
Mm-hmm.
because it was all about him the whole time. And when you start to truly like care about yourself and spend some time with this guy, and then eventually all the like excitement wears off and all that, and then you realize, oh gosh, he doesn't even pay attention to me or something. You know, I don't know. You're gonna be like, I don't even think I really like you. It doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen. But if you don't take the time to think it out, learn to know about him, realize or pay attention to whether or not he's the kind of guy you want to spend time with, if he makes things fun or not, and you're worried about your performance, you're starting off on the wrong foot there.
You're setting yourself up for a lot of angst in your relationship. Okay, you have another one?
No, I have you have one.
You wrote down that I have one? That's
Jen
funny.
has one. It's on my notes. No.
If you decide, this is a big one for women, if you decide that dating is a necessary evil, it's going to be a crappy experience. Ladies, I changed my mind a long time about dating and realized that it was one of the best opportunities to explore who I am romantically and explored being different with men. And really, when I say different than I had been previously, and I wanted to see how men would step up for me. When you make that shift, every good thing is possible. Every good thing. So if you're going to keep that narrative going of dating is a necessary evil, or, oh, all men are dogs, cheaters,
Oh, shoot.
dipshits, anything derogatory, yeah, you're going to have some shit-ass dating experiences. The universe is going to confirm that for you.
Yes. What
100%
you believe
guaranteed.
will be confirmed for you.
Yes.
Whatever it is. So how do you shift that? Like, all men are dogs. They only care about sex. They don't want, they're not looking for a real relationship, this and that. You turn towards the men in your life. You can do it with your romantic men, but take a look at the people around you and appreciate the great things about them. You will definitely surprise yourself with some of the things that you notice about guys, men, that makes them a great person.
Once you start to make these shifts and you start to act in accordance to how you would really like to see the world, you're going to be incredibly impressed with how the universe hands you so many different romantic possibilities, so many different possibilities in general in life. It's not restricted to just the romantic realm. If you have decided that, your work life is going to be shit, it's going to be shit. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's important to start to do things differently. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, sometimes things are really, really crappy because not only do you need a mindset shift, but you actually need a location change.
True.
Meaning, sometimes it's gotten so bad that you have to rip that shit all the way apart and start over brand new. One of the ways I want you to do this, especially in the romantic piece, is through entourage dating. If it's not working for you, don't keep trying to piecemeal that shit together, all right? Tear the whole thing down. Take all your dating accounts down. Take all that down. Take a deep breath, and then come and work with us, and let's rebuild this from the bottom, okay? Don't bring me the guy that you keep trying to get his attention over and over again and you're super obsessed about and ask me to try to fix that for you, okay? The only way that's ever going to get fixed is if you rip that all apart and address your hyperfocus and your obsession and start to address why you feel the need to hyperfocus on somebody, why you feel that he's the only one you could ever care about, when there are, as an adored woman, thousands of men out there who could be amazing for you and make you feel things that you never even touched on with this guy. Any more from you, Jen?
No, I 100% agree. Yep.
So, ladies, bringing this all back together, if you want things to change in your life, it's two things. You're going to have to start changing that internal narrative you have about dating, about love, about men, about romance, and you're going to have to act in accordance to it. You can't just say, oh, this might be true, and then act completely differently, because then you're just saying, you're nullifying any thought process you might be venturing on. Yes, you're going to have, sometimes the universe is kind of going to hand you what you've thought before and say, this is what you used to like. This is what you used to focus on.
Are you
This is
still,
what you,
are you still
interested?
interested
In this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
And you're
check
going to have
me
to
out.
say no to
Yeah.
it.
Might even put a pretty bow on it too.
Oh, yeah. That does happen. But if you keep saying no to those things from the past, it's going to make a world of difference in your dating life. Okay, Lover Girl, it's time for the final thought on today's show.
Make the choice to change the thoughts and actions you have engaged about dating, love, and men. You will unlock all the magical romantic possibilities.
Thank you, Lover Girl, for joining us on this romantic fairy godmama edition of Single Smart Female. Don't forget to text this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends, as well as visit us at singlesmartfemale.com.
We'll talk to you next time.
And here's to you having everything you want in life and love. This episode was brought to you by the Secret Society of Adored Women.
Have you been tirelessly going on crap-tastic dates, having crap-tastic results with men, even spending a crap-tastic amount of time weeding through meh guys and fretting over the one who won't call you back or commit?
Join us for our Hush Hush group of like-minded, successful, badass single women from around the world, turning the dating scene on its head and creating scandalously magical romantic experiences that you will cherish forevermore.
But beware, your love life and life will never be the same again.
Meet us over at thesecretsocietyofAdoredWomen.com.